The Oracy Framework I mentioned, it's too big to show on one screen where you can actually see it, so I'll split it in half. So this was where we started beyond the what is Oracy and why is it important. We started looking at this framework. So there's 4 parts to it, and breaking down Oracy and what it looks like in these 4 categories. So we've got the physical one, which looks at voice and body language and gives some detail underneath that. And then we looked at linguistic elements as well, so that those particular parts of good quality Oracy. And we moved on to cognitive and social emotional. So the first sort of task we did with staff really was to give them some of these statements and see which of those 4 categories they would put them under, which is exactly how Voice 21 started our training, actually, when we were champions going for ours. And it was really good because it just lent itself to a lot of discussion, a lot of thinking about those different parts of what makes good Oracy, and what they've, and staff thinking about, well, what were they already doing quite a lot of, or were already promoting quite well in their classrooms or in their tutor groups, and what perhaps they'd never even thought of or didn't fit with their subject. So it lent itself to quite a nice launch discussion around Oracy. And we just asked them to do this. We just sort of said at the beginning, we just want you to have a look at the Voice 21 Exchange, which is the online resource. We didn't give everyone a login. We invited them to have a login. This year we've given everyone a login, so we've kind of moved it up a level. So we allowed the sort of first people that were interested, the more keen, curious types, to get on there and have a play with it themselves first. We wanted them just to explore some of the resources and ideas, and just to really pay attention to what Oracy was already happening in their classroom. Could they spot how much they were doing, how much students were talking or not talking, what out of that Oracy framework felt quite comfortable or they were used to doing more elements of with the students, and what have they never touched. It was really just an awareness. We weren't asking a huge amount of them at the beginning. And we asked them to complete the survey, because Voice 21 get you to survey the staff at the beginning and end of the year, so you can start to see where you've seen changes maybe in attitude or confidence, and similarly with the students. And it's tricky looking at it year on year, because obviously if you change, you turn over staff, you turn over students, so you're not exactly comparing like with like, but within the same year you are, more or less. So that's quite it's quite a useful way of seeing some of that progress. It's quite hard sometimes to pin down when you're doing something like this.